This is our main character Ling Jing, who is a deaf person who cannot hear. Her life is filled with hatred and betrayal. She does not even know that her life is a hell. Today is her birthday party. Everyone is wishing her because she is also the president of the company. She announces that along with my birthday party, today is also my anniversary. In the third announcement, she says that I am pregnant. Everyone is congratulating her happily, but her husband, whose name is Wang Ximing, is shocked. But later he laughs and hugs her. But her sister, whose name is Suji, does not have a smile on her face. Suji forcibly smiles and says that Dad will be very happy when he finds out. She makes an excuse to go to the bathroom and leaves. Ximing's gaze is on Suji as she goes. He also makes an excuse that the wine bottle is finished, and he will go upstairs to get it. But Ling Jing notices that the wine bottle is already there. When Ximing goes upstairs, Suji says that you both did IVF and didn't even tell me. Ximing says that I did it for her, and anyway, what difference does it make whether she is pregnant or not? Anyway, according to the plan, we are going to kill her in 2 days. Then Suji says, then why were you so excited that I am going to be a dad? Ximing says, do you not trust me? Suji says that if I did not trust you, I would not have waited. Abort this child, or else your plan will change. Ximing says to shut up and say it quietly, otherwise we will both go to jail. Suji says that now why are you scared? You said earlier that we should kill her. Ling Jing comes in front of them. Suji, as soon as sees Ling Jing, says that sister, now you say. I had already said that there is a problem with Hawking, but still the brother went and signed a contract with them. Ling Jing tells Ximing that, honey, I had already said that we are family. We should trust each other. Ximing says that whatever I do with you, I will tell Suji. Ling Jing says that let's go and cut the cake. As soon as she turns, Suji slaps Ximing hard and says that quickly get the insurance paper signed and tells Ling Jing that let's go. The party ends. Ling Jing tells Suji that it has become quite late. Tonight, you stay here. Then Ximing tells Ling Jing that I have found a top private hospital which is the best. This is its membership. I have signed it, and I need your signature. Ling Jing signs the second paper. Ximing slightly moves it, on which Ling Jing signs. Ximing smiles. Just then, he hears a voice from outside, and he goes outside to see that Suji has put their wedding video. Ling Jing also comes there. Suji says that how happy you both were at the time of your marriage, and why not be happy at the anniversary? You both dance together again. Ximing says that she has signed. Do not create a problem. And as soon as Ling Jing looks at him, Ximing smiles. Both are dancing. Ling Jing's back is towards the TV. Suji plays another video in which Ximing and Suji are being intimate with each other. Ximing says that when Ling Jing will go to the cemetery, we will make her disappear in such a way that no one will even know where she has gone. Suji intentionally throws something down, due to which Ling Jing turns to look at the TV. As soon as Ling Jing is about to turn, Ximing kisses her on the lips. Ling Jing says that what are you doing? Suji is also here. Then Ximing says that it has become quite late. Let's go upstairs. Suji says that happy birthday, sister. Let's hug once, and hugs her and turns her. By then, Ximing turns off the TV. After some time, Ximing hears the door's sound. He checks, and as soon as he turns, Suji is lying between them. He asks that what are you doing here? Have you gone crazy? Suji says that why are you so scared? Sister can't hear. She says that look, sister, your bed is quite big. Ximing says that be a good girl and go to your room. Suji says that no, I will sleep right here. Ximing says that come on, I will give you company. Suji stands on the bed and starts to jump. Ximing says that according to the plan, everything will happen tomorrow. Don't create problems before that. Suji says that look, I am crazy. If you try to betray me, I will not leave you. Ximing also lifts her in his arms and, choking her, says that don't try to scare me. And then both start kissing each other passionately. Just then, Ling Jing wakes up and says that, Suji, what are you doing? Suji suddenly picks up a pencil and starts stabbing it repeatedly in Ling Jing's stomach. Ximing says, what have you done? Suji says that I didn't do it, you did it. Ximing looks at his hand and sees blood on it. He says that I didn't do it and gets up suddenly in fear. Ximing wakes up from the dream. When he checks, Ling Jing is not with him. Ximing comes to the kitchen looking for Ling Jing. Suji is making a milkshake, and there is a medicine bottle kept there. Ximing says, "What are you doing?" Suji says that I am working according to the plan. Ximing says that Ling Jing must not be murdered in the house, otherwise we will become suspicious. Suji says that being pregnant was not part of the plan. "I don't know what you are thinking, that your baby will come. Then you will fight for property and be living happily with your family." Ximing says, "If you think like this about me, then just kill me." He picks up the glass of milk but stops as he cannot drink it. Suji smiles and takes the medicine, saying that this is a vitamin tablet. Ximing says that you are crazy. Suji says that since Ling Jing's family destroyed my family, I have gone crazy. So don't try to betray me. Don't forget how Ling Jing become deaf. Actually, they made Ling Jing deaf. Ling Jing is coming there, calling out. Ximing says, "Let go of my hand, or your sister will see." Suji is not letting go of his hand. As Ling Jing comes, Suji drops the glass. At breakfast time, Suji tells Ling Jing that brother loves you so much, I feel jealous. Ling Jing says that you should also find someone for yourself. Then Suji asks Ximing, "What happened to that murder? He will handle it this afternoon, right?" Ximing says, "Don't worry, Ling Jing will disappear by this afternoon." Suji says that I want to see it with my own eyes. Ximing says that I am doing this for you. We have been stuck for so many years, so don't create any problems. Ling Jing asks Ximing if he has a meeting today. Ximing says that I will go now. He hugs Ling Jing and kisses Suji on the lips. Suji says that I will also come. You go to the cemetery, I will come there with brother. Ximing tells Suji to follow the plan as decided and not to mess anything up. Suji says that we will see. Ximing then calls someone and tells him to handle the work this afternoon. Ximing says to work very cleanly. Ximing is getting calls for money. It is not told what for, but he has to give money. Despite Suji's refusal, she makes an excuse to go to the cemetery. When Ximing finds out, he calls Suji and says that a killer is on the way. I told you to let Ling Jing go alone. Is Ling Jing with you? Suji says. How did you find out? I want to see her die myself, and hangs up the phone. She gives Ling Jing coffee to drink. Here Ximing says that she will go to jail herself and will take me with her. As soon as she comes out of the city, Ling Jing drinks coffee and faints. Suji rolls up the car windows, gets out of the car, and locks the smoke inside the car. The smoke starts to fill the car. She meets Ximing and asks where Ling Jing is. Suji says that by now she must be dead. Ximing says that I told you not to mess anything up. What's the use of killing her? You will go to jail because of your father, and you will take me with you. Here, the car is completely filled with smoke. Suddenly, she regains consciousness and starts suffocating because of the drug. She is unable to call. With great difficulty, she takes the phone in her hand and comes out of the car. She walks for a while, but she starts suffocating. Her phone falls there, and she falls into the water. When Ximing comes near the car, Ling Jing is not there. He asks Suji where Ling Jing is. Suji also gets surprised and says that maybe the killer took her away. Ximing says that it can't be possible. If the plan changed, he would have called me to inform. They both start looking for him. Just then, Suji finds Ling Jing's phone. She calls out to Ximing and starts laughing, saying that I told you Ling Jing is dead. I gave her drugs, and she fell into deep water. She won't be able to swim. Then she says that the one who was from Su family has returned to the Su family. Ximing is cleaning all the fingerprints from the car. Ximing asks Suji which gate you came out from the office, front or back. Suji says that from the back. Ximing says that it's good, there's no camera in the back. We will prepare a statement that Ling Jing committed suicide due to depression. Before the suicide, he called me, but I was in the bathroom. When I came out of the bathroom, I called back, but Ling Jing didn't pick the call because by then she was dead. Then I called Suji. Suji says, "Where is sister?" We were all going to the cemetery together. Ximing says that I don't know. Suji says, "Brother, don't worry. Everything will be fine. We will find sister." And they both start laughing and then kiss each other. Ximing calls the killer and says that there's no need to do anything further. Suji cleans Ling Jing's phone and puts it back in the same place. Ximing calls the office and says that inform the news people that my Ling Jing has disappeared. Also, inform the team. Shiming tells Suji to go through the front gate so that security sees you. And there's proof. Our performance depends on this. Then the search begins. Shiming and Suji are both celebrating. Shiming says that it happened exactly as we thought. The body isn't found. Lingjing's phone was found from that place, which means she was jammed from there. Hearing this, Shiming says that no, this is a lie, and starts calling out Lingjing's name. Suji starts crying completely. Suji says that you did the role of a loving husband well. Shiming says that you also did the role of a lovely sister well. Suji says that now everything of my Lingjing is ours. Both are so happy that they are passionately loving each other. The next day, in front of the press conference, they are pretending to be sad. Shiming says that the company will continue working as usual in Lingjing's absence. The news of her death was circulating, but now it is reaching her ears. As soon as she heard this, she immediately got up. Jiang said, "You got up?" She replied, "Yes, now I can hear." Meanwhile, Suji was telling that Lingjing had killed her father to keep the company for herself, which made her an orphan, and Lingjing started living a happy life. She had created this tragedy herself. Shiming said, "She wouldn't even let me touch her." Then he threw Suji onto the bed, and both started spending quality time together. Just then, Lingjing arrived, but they were busy in their playful activities. As Lingjing was coming up, the door opened, and both were shocked. They quickly distanced themselves. Shiming immediately hugged her and began asking, "Honey, where were you?" She was about to give him the good news when Suji interrupted, saying, "She's not dead yet. She's still alive." Upon hearing this, Lingjing remained silent. Suji said, "It's my fault. I should have checked her dead body before coming here." Shiming asked her, "What was the good news?" She replied, "Nothing. I'm just hungry. Let's go. I'll cook noodles for you." As they came downstairs, Lingjing said, "I'll go to the bathroom," and went inside. She began crying because she was planning to give good news to her husband, but as soon as she heard that these people wanted to kill her, she didn't tell them anything. Meanwhile, Shiming calmed Suji and sent her outside. When he came back inside, he told Lingjing, "The noodles are ready." Just then, the doorbell rang, and Suji came back inside, grabbing Lingjing. She said, "The rescue team said you fell in the pit." Lingjing said, "I didn't want to trouble you guys." Then she asked, "Where did you go?" "I don't remember clearly, but when I opened my eyes, I was on the ground." Suji said to Shiming, "No one knows yet that she's alive. We should kill her now." Shiming refused, but Suji continued, "We'll give her drugs again." She had overheard all of this. She said, "My phone is lost, so I'm using the old one." Shiming replied, "Honey, let me check it to see if it's working fine." When he checked, the phone was perfectly fine. Meanwhile, Suji was mixing something into the noodles. Just then, Shiming came in holding Lingjing, and Suji said to her, "Enjoy the noodles. Your husband makes them really well. I've mixed poison in it. After eating just one bite, she will fall unconscious," Suji said. "You guys can have some too." They replied, "We're not interested." Just then, the doorbell rang. Shiming went out and saw the guard. Lingjing, seizing the opportunity, ran outside, and the guard saw her. He was shocked for a moment. Lingjing told Suji, "Tell everyone in the company that I'm back," and went inside. Suji was wondering how Lingjing survived, and Shiming said, "Did you notice? I think she can hear now." At night, while sleeping, Lingjing dreamed that Shiming was strangling her. Suddenly, she woke up. When Shiming asked, she told him, "I had a bad dream." Later, Shiming went to the bathroom and left the tap open to check Lingjing can hear or not. Lingjing sees this but didn't close it. Lingjing went to meet Jiang, where he said, "Your father passed away quickly, so I couldn't help him. Now you're his only daughter, and I'm ready to help you in every way." Then Lingjing told him, "I want you to keep an eye on Suji and Shiming. I suspect they're having an affair and want to kill me. But I can't report this to the police. I'll have to find out about it myself." Suji and Shiming still weren't sure if Lingjing could hear. Shiming said, "I've installed cameras everywhere. We'll know soon." Then Suji said, "If you can't do this, I'll have to do it myself." She sat in her car and told Shiming, "If we don't kill her, she'll take control of the company one day." To check if Lingjing could hear, she sped up the car. Shiming kept trying to stop her, but she drove the car really close before stopping. However, Ling Jing kept walking so that they could assume she could hear. Ximing said, "See, it's confirmed that she can still hear. If you had killed her now, the police would have suspected us." He then told Ling Jing, "I was talking to Suji. Let's go now." The next day, Suji came to visit Ling Jing at her house, and behind her, Mr. Jiao also arrived. Ximing told Jiao, "Give me 1 month's time, I'll pay back your debt." They started to attack Ximing, but Suji rushed in to save him. However, Mr. Jiao also slapped Suji. Inside, Ling Jing was filming them. Jiao said, "Your wife is very beautiful. If you don't pay back the debt within a month, I'll take your wife." Ling Jing called Jiang to inquire about Jiao. Meanwhile, Suji was yelling at Ximing. Ximing said, "You're right, I can't wait anymore. I'll tell the killer to kill Ling Jing quickly." The next day, Ximing's mother arrived. From their conversation, we find out that Ximing's mother also wants to see Ling Jing dead. Ling Jing, after hearing all this, was very sad. She kept her hand on her stomach, thinking, "Everyone wants to kill me. Even my husband doesn't care about me." Suddenly, she felt a sharp pain in her stomach. She collapsed there as her bleeding started. A man was running toward her. Later, we see Ling Jing resting at Jiang's house. She starts asking him, "Where am I?" He tells her, "The doctor said you need to rest, so I brought you here. And how is my baby?" He is no longer in this world. Ling Jing asks, "Are you hiding something from me?" Then Jiang tells her, "I knew from the beginning that Ximing and Suji were trying to kill you. In fact, once Suji even wanted to poison you." Ling Jing says, "Why didn't you tell me all this before?" Jiang replies, "I promised your dad that I wouldn't tell you about this unless it was very important." "So, my dad knew about this too?" "Yes, he knew the truth about Ximing. That's why he was stopping you from marrying him. But you didn't agree and left to live with him. You didn't even tell your father that you married him, even though he tried to explain a lot to you." Now that Ling Jing knows the truth, so she regrets she didn't listen to her father. Jiang tells her, "To protect you, I went to Ximing as a killer so that I could gather some evidence without hurting you. But in the middle of it, Suji, the crazy one, started coming, which ruined my entire plan." Ling Jing says, "They will have to pay for all this." The next morning, Ling Jing gives Ximing coffee. He says goodbye and leaves for the office. In the flashback, it is revealed that on Jiang's suggestion, Ling Jing had mixed something into the coffee and gave it to him. As soon as he arrives at the office, his employees say good morning to him, but he is looking at them with a dirty look. Perhaps it was the effect of that medicine. He was trying to maintain control over himself in his office. But then Suji comes there. He quickly lays her on the table and it begins. Suji says, "What are you doing? Everyone will see." Ximing starts telling her, "Don't worry, I had locked the door." Just then, Ling Jing calls him, "Honey, how are you? Come home quickly, I made soup for you." "I am busy in a meeting," he says, and hangs up the call. Then Ling Jing arrives at the office with the soup and says to Mr. Jung, "Gather everyone for a meeting because Ximing is going to tell something important." But Ximing was busy in another meeting with Suji sitting. Ling Jing is calling him. Once, he cut the call, and when she called again, he said, "I'm in the bathroom, honey." Everyone heard Suji's voice too. A client said, "Ling Jing, you come and tell what you want." She said, "Wait a little, you all have to come with me," to Ximing's office. Everyone was saying, "What happened to Miss Ling Jing today?" When they reached outside Ximing's office, the door was locked. She said, "Don't panic, I have another key." She started unlocking the door, and inside, both of them were getting dressed. Meanwhile, Ling Jing opened the door and everyone saw them together. Ling Jing said, "What is going on?" He came close to her and said, "I will explain to you." Ling Jing slapped him and left from there. Immediately after, Suji also comes out. Her colleagues were making a video of them. Ximing tells them, "What are you doing here? Go do your work." As soon as Ling Jing reached the lift, Suji caught up with her from behind and said, "I will tell you." Then Ling Jing said to her, "I am not blind. I never thought you could fall so low." Suji says, "You fell low, like your father. If you hit me, remember this. Your husband will not leave you. You can't do anything because you are not the boss of the company. Everyone will listen to me and Shiming. You can't ruin our reputation with all this. Ling Jing started saying to her, "Wait a minute, this is just the beginning." Then Suji pushed her and threw her out of the lift. She started telling everyone, "Suji wants to kill our baby." Suji said, "I thought you would have some trump card, but you have nothing. You're just trying to frame us." Then Shiming stopped her from hitting, saying, "Tonight, I will kill Ling Jing. Don't ruin my plan again." Hearing this, Ling Jing started leaving. Shiming went and stopped her. Then Ling Jing slapped him again and left from there. Just then, he saw his colleagues watching the video. Their video had gone viral, in which it was revealed that a CEO cheated on his wife with her sister. When Suji comes outside to smoke a cigarette, she hears two colleagues were talking to each other that Ling Jing is pregnant and her sister is cheating on her with her husband. As soon as Suji goes to them, both became silent. Then she said, "You both go to the HR office. I have fired both of you." The colleagues said, "You can't fire us like this." She replied, "Why? I am the GM, so I can definitely do this. The board of directors has decided to fire you." Saying this, they left. In a meeting, the board of directors told both of them, "Due to today's incident, our company shares have fallen sharply. Therefore, we have decided that you both must resign from your positions." Suji said, "Did Ling Jing ask you all to do this?" Then a member of the board of directors said, "This is the board's decision." She says, "Tell me one thing. If you fire us, will the stock prices go up?" Then Mr. said, "We have another plan. If you all call a conference and apologize to Ling Jing in front of everyone, then the board of directors might consider saving your positions." Suji left saying that she would not apologize. Shiming went to hold her hand and tried to convince her, but she bit him and said, "Don't lie to me, it's better this way." Shiming told her, "We have no choice." Suji kept saying that no matter what happened, she would not apologize. Then Shiming said, "The board of directors will remove us and that will make Ling Jing happy. Suji, she has defeated you. If you want to take revenge on her, you will have to do exactly what we've been doing so far." Then Suji agreed to his words. Shiming knelt down and was apologizing to Ling Jing, saying, "I made a mistake. Please forgive me." Just then, he told Suji to kneel down and apologize. She didn't kneel down in front of Ling Jing, but instead knelt down in front of her father's photo and began to apologize to him, saying, "Dad, I don't know why I did this. I am a very bad girl. Please forgive me. This whole mistake is mine. Please tell Ling Jing to forgive me." Then Ling Jing came to her and said, "Forget what happened. Let's make a fresh start." Suji said, "I'm sorry." Ling Jing replied, "It's okay. You will always be my sister. I promise I will always take care of you. I will forgive you, but you have to promise me that you will not do this again." Then Suji said, "I promise it won't happen again." Then she started asking, "Will you come with me to the conference? I want to sit next to you and apologize to everyone." "Okay, if you don't want to go, then I will handle it myself. People there will definitely say bad things about me. Some will even wish that I die." Upon hearing this, Ling Jing said, "I am ready to go with you." Then Suji hugged her. The next day at the conference, Shiming said, "I will be under your supervision and will become a good employee. I will also become a good father. I just request that you all forgive me." Suji said, "I also want to apologize to all of you. I thank Ling Jing for everything she has given me till now. She forgave me yesterday." Then a journalist started asking, "Ling Jing, your company's shares fell suddenly, with a market value of over 100 million. Will you really forgive your sister and your husband's affair, or are you doing this only under pressure?" Before Ling Jing could say anything, Suji interrupted, saying, "Ling Jing forgave me last night because I am her only remaining family. I swear on my father, such a mistake will never happen again." Then Ling Jing said, "You hurt my dad, then you hurt me, and you had fun with my husband. You both knew well that I cannot hear, so you did all this deliberately. You took advantage of me because I was pregnant and disabled. But what did you think, that I didn't know what you were doing? I never said that I forgave Suji. I will never forgive her. These people forcibly brought me here." Suji got angry and started to go hit her, but Shiming stopped her, saying, "You crazy girl, I will not let you go." Ling Jing fell down due to the push. Shiming found out that Ling Jing had miscarriage. The media wanted to ask her something, but she wasn't answering anyone. Shiming took her and made her sit in the car. When Suji reached the office, all the colleagues were saying, "Doesn't she have any shame? Look, she has come back here." She went inside her office and started crying. All the colleagues were listening by putting their ears to the door. Then Shiming went to meet Jian. There, Jian started saying, I don't want to work with you. I am quitting. Shiming said, I have already paid you twice, so you cannot ruin my plan like this. Then Jian showed her the report regarding Ling Jing's miscarriage, which was from 2 days ago. He said, Ling Jing has deceived us all. When Suji reaches her home at night, Shiming was already waiting for her there. Upon seeing him, she said, You better get out of here. Then he showed her the report of Ling Jing that proved Suji had no part in her miscarriage. She was just used as a scapegoat. She said, I am going to see her right now. Shiming, stopping her, said, Don't be crazy. We will work according to the plan. We will force her to come forward and confess so that the reputation she ruined can be restored. According to the plan, Suji showed the miscarriage report to the media in which she was saying, I am not guilty. Ling Jing was also listening to this news. Suji was telling everyone, 20 years ago, my father and Ling Jing's father started the company together, but my father passed away early, and the He family took control of the company, which made her the CEO while we remained just employees. Both of their plans succeeded, so they started making out. The board of directors accepted their mistake and reinstated her as GM. The next day, when Suji reached the office, there were 2 colleagues standing bent in front of her, and they were now saying, We made a mistake yesterday. Please forgive us. Suji did not forgive them and said, I have fired you from your jobs. Get out of here. Later, Suji, while looking at her family photo, remembers how Ling Jing's father had given her the company shares, while Suji was only given a house to live in. Hearing all this, Suji was shocked. Now Suji says, Dad, I will tell the world what Ling Jing has done to us. I will ruin their reputation. She reaches Shiming's house. Shiming says to her, I had warned you not to come here. Yes, I came to see Ling Jing. I want to see how she feels after losing. Just then, Ling Jing arrives. Shiming starts pretending in front of her, saying, I have told Suji to leave. You go and take rest. Suji says to her, Sister, how does it feel when someone stabs you in the back? Meanwhile, Mr. Zhao arrives. He takes Shiming and ties him up. Shiming says to him, Whatever you do, I will pay you back soon. Zhao says to him, I am tired of telling you, if you don't pay the debt this time, I will kill you. His men start torturing Shiming. Then Shiming says, I will pay your debt tomorrow. Suji says, I feel very bad for your husband. He turned out to be a big loser. Ling Jing replies, So what? You are having an affair with him too, right? Later, Ling Jing asks John how everything is going. He shows her a video in which all the suppliers were working for Suji because Suji knows their secrets. Suji is taking advantage of this. If we get that evidence, we can expose Suji. For this plan, we need Shiming. As soon as Shiming reaches home, Ling Jing is already waiting for him. He immediately kneels down and says, Ling Jing, forgive me. Ling Jing tells him, Suji has told me everything about you. How much money you owe that man? It's 9 million. If I don't pay him by tomorrow, he will kill me. But you don't need to worry. I don't want to put you in trouble. Ling Jing tells him, If you cared for me, you would have told me earlier. Then Shiming slaps himself repeatedly, saying, Yes, it is my fault. I deserve to die. He picks up a knife and is about to harm himself. Ling Jing says, Don't do that. I will pay your debt, but you need to help me with something. Shiming replies, I am ready to help. Just pay my debt. She says, Suji has some evidence. I want to know about that evidence. When Suji reaches her home, the door was open, and when she went inside, there were many men. Suji started saying to those men, What are you doing here? Then Ling Jing came and said, I called them because I'm selling this house. Suji said, This is my house, so how can you sell it? Ling Jing explained, Dad didn't put your name on the documents when he was dying. Suji replied, Okay, that's fine. So you want to throw me out of here? Let's wait and see, and went upstairs. Jiang said to her, She will go upstairs first to take her important things. Suji opened the locker and took out the important item. It got recorded in the surveillance. She came down and looked at Ling Jing and then left. On her way, she met Shiming, who took her to another house. He said to her, You can stay here. She agreed and he said, We will go to dinner together tonight. Hearing this, Suji became happy. According to the plan, as soon as Suji went out, Ling Jing and Jiang came to search Suji's bag. At night, when Ling Jing was searching the bag, Suji arrived and said, The evidence isn't in there. Then Ling Jing looked at her in surprise. In fact, she had left the evidences in that locker. Presently, Ling Jing was saying to her, Walls have ears too. I will find it. Suji started telling her, As soon as he gave me the house, I understood that his intentions were not good. Yes, one more thing. Tomorrow the board of directors is going to remove you from my group, so you must come there. Ling Jing left without saying anything. As she was leaving, she tried to call Jiang, but his phone was switched off. The next day, to remove Ling Jing, the board of directors was holding a voting session when Ling Jing received a call from Jiang. He said, "Put Suji on the phone." He told her, "Check your phone." As soon as she saw the photos, she canceled the meeting. She said to Ling Jing, "How did you get this?" Then we were shown a flashback. After she left, Jiang went upstairs and took out the photos of the evidences from her locker. Ling Jing said to her, "I told you that walls have ears. You paid so much money to the suppliers, which would be enough to get you out of here." Just then, the board of directors also arrived, and they had seen the photos too. Suji was saying, "Ling Jing, I will kill you," while Shiming pushed her away and said, "How can you do this with the company?" She asked, "Have you joined these people too?" Here it is revealed that Ling Jing had forced him because she had found out that he was taking money from Suji. Later, Shiming asked Ling Jing, "When did I start hearing?" Ling Jing said, "I have become fed up with you. But you said you would give me money, but you haven't transferred it yet." Shiming said, "I was lying to you." Then he started choking her and said, "I will kill you." Just then, Mr. Zhao's men came in, and she said to Shiming, "You need to sign 2 agreements, and I will pay off all your debts." The documents included a divorce document and another for transferring shares. Shiming said, "I won't transfer my shares to you." As soon as Zhao stopped him, he said, "Let me go. My shares are worth more than 10 million. He said, "I don't want to hear anything. Just sign on the papers." He signed them and then left. Then Shiming informed her, "You don't know that Jiang deceived you. He came to you as part of a plan." Here, a flashback was shown where Jiang found a bag at the club. When he opened it, he found a pen drive inside, and Ling Jing's father was saying, "As soon as Mr. Su dies, you delete all the footage." Ling Jing says to an employee, "Pack Suji's stuff and send it to her and tell the legal department to contact her at night." When Ling Jing was going home, Suji attacked her. At the right moment, Shiming came and saved her. In all this, Shiming got hurt. Suji keeps saying, "She is a bad woman. Because of her, you are in trouble." Shiming says, "You should calm down now. Everything is over. If you don't leave, we will have to call the police." Ling Jing started saying, "I won't call the police today. You are my friend, so just leave." They went inside and brought the medical box. Shiming started bandaging his wound. Then, Ling Jing helped him with the bandaging. He started saying to her, "Honey, just give me a second chance and see. But I still believe you still love me. Please give me one last chance." She began asking, "Where were you when my father died?" He says, "Honey, are you doubting me? Fine, then I will tell you the truth. But after knowing the truth, you will have to forgive me." Then Ling Jing agrees. He starts telling the flashback. "That day when I was leaving for home, she sat in that same car. She was scared and said, 'Take me with you.' When I asked her what happened, she started kissing me. I told her, 'I am your brother-in-law.' Even then, she didn't agree. She started kissing me again. Then I heard your father died of a heart attack. I angrily reached Suji and asked her, 'What did you do last night?' She said, 'I spent the night with you.' 'No, I want to know. Did you kill Mr. Mai?' Then she started threatening me, saying, 'Don't forget when I was in the car with you. Then there were cameras all around, so you cannot run away from me now.' She would trap me, so I had to keep her words secret. Honey, I made a mistake. Please forgive me. If I had been brave that day, I could have saved your dad." Then Ling Jing tells him to leave. He starts saying, "Honey, your life is in danger, so I will stay here." Then Ling Jing's phone receives a message from Jian that says to do as he says. Then Ling Jing agrees. She goes inside and starts talking to Jiang. He told her that Shiming was lying to her, and hears Shiming calling Suji saying, "You had killed me." She says, "So what? You have also hurt me a lot. Now I have come close to Ling Jing. You will have to go according to our plan," Shiming said. Meanwhile, Ling Jing is asking Jiang, "Are you keeping an eye on me? I can't tell you everything right now, but I promise I will never hurt you. So why don't you just tell me the truth?" Shiming is always making plans. I will have to keep an eye on him. I will come to meet you tomorrow. As soon as morning comes, Shiming is telling her, "Honey, have breakfast," to gain her trust. First, he drinks milk himself, then gives it to her to drink. She started saying, "Now I have to go." As soon as she comes out, Jiang was waiting for her there in the car. He shows her a video and she starts asking him, "Where did you find this?" He tells from Suji's bag, "I came here just to protect you. I don't think Mr. Mai killed Suji's father." Right now, I need to find out more about this. Do you know how Suji's father died? Ling Jing says, yes, everyone knows that he committed suicide. Meanwhile, Suji was sitting at home drinking when she heard the sound of the door opening. She went to check, and Shiming had come. She immediately came down in anger, saying, "What are you doing here? This is my house." Then Suji slapped him, saying, "I have all the accounts with you." She went to hit him again, but Shiming grabbed her hand, saying, "If you need evidence that Mr. Mai killed your father because he left something behind, I can bring it to you. That's why I'm telling you to work with me, but as a reward, you will have to give me half of my group's shares." Suji says, "Tell me what I need to do." In the flashback, Mr. Mai is saying, "Suji, from today, you are like my daughter." Then Ling Jing also starts saying, "Yes, we are both sisters." Meanwhile, Ling Jing is telling her, "My father raised and cared for you for so many years, and I also treated you like a sister. If my father were such a bad man, then why would he help and care for you so much? You only know one side of my father. I know very well that my father was a good man." Suji says, "Don't tell me, I know what kind of man he was." Here, a flashback is shown where Ling Jing went to her father. She saw that her father had injuries on his face. He started saying to her, "I am fine, and one thing you should remember, everything I am doing for you, so you go and sleep comfortably." My dad must have had some reason for that, because all the investigations showed that my dad was innocent. Your father killed himself. I can say this with confidence. Your dad must have done something wrong. Ling Jing says, "Whatever you say, my dad is innocent." Suji stood up and started to leave. She tells Ling Jing, "In my eyes, your dad is a murderer. He killed my dad." Ling Jing silently listened to her and walked away. As she left, Ling Jing remembered that Jiang had told her that the handwriting on Sudai's suicide note matched Ling Jing's father's handwriting. Jiang was saying to Ling Jing, "If you want to know the truth, you will have to check what Mr. Mai, your father, left behind." Before Ling Jing arrived, Xu Ming picked up the keys and started to search their room. He found Mr. Mai's phone in a box. By then, Ling Jing had also reached home. She looked behind the photo and saw it wasn't there. She immediately went upstairs, where Xu Ming was watching a video. Xu Ming took the phone and left. Later, he called Ling Jing to tell her, "Whatever you need is with me, which proves that your father killed Sudai. If you want this evidence, reach the riverbank." She quickly reaches the riverbank and sees Suji already there. She went to her and started saying, "What are you doing here?" Suji replied, "I want to ask you the same thing. I was told to wait here by Shiming. He is going to send me evidence shortly." Just then, she received a message on her phone. Suji said, "Look, here's the evidence where Mr. Sudai is saying, 'Forgive me or my daughter will be orphaned. I know I'm a bad man and I also gamble, but if I don't pay back his money, they won't leave me. Mr. Mai says the company doesn't have enough money right now to pay off your debts, so I can't help you. You will also have to resign from the company." To seeing all this, Suji was shocked. Suji starts saying, "This is not the truth." Ling Jing told her, "Look, Mr. Sudai committed suicide because he couldn't pay back the gambling debt." Suji replied, "Never. My dad could never do that. You must have changed the video with Shiming. You want to fool me." She threatened to choke her and push her into the river, saying, "Tell me that you changed it or I will throw you down." She said, "This video is real." Suji pressed her to admit, but Ling Jing stuck to her words, saying, "I will not lie to you. This video is real." Then she released her throat and sat down, saying, "You are a liar." After thinking for a while, Suji said, "Forgive me, I didn't kill Mr. Mai. It was Shiming. Trust me, I can prove it. The evidence is at home." Then she said, "Okay, I will bring the car." She had just reached the car when Suji jumped into the water. When Ling Jing went to see, there was no movement in the water. From behind, Shiming came and knocked her unconscious. The next day, when she came to her senses, she told Shiming to stay away from her. She asked, "Where is Suji?" Shiming says, "Did you forget everything? You killed her. I saw it with my own eyes. When I reached the riverbank, you threw her into the water." She immediately got up and started to leave. Shiming caught her, saying, "Where are you going? She is already dead." Shiming, "Don't fool me, I don't believe your words." Shiming says, No, you don't remember anything? Listen to this call recording, I can prove that you killed her. You want to trap me by showing fake evidence. I will call the police right now. Shiming says, "First, know this. I called Suji to the riverbank, but you reached there, and since then, Suji has been missing. When the police come, they will find drugs in your body because I have given you drugs. Now, if you want to call the police, you can. You will get caught yourself." Ling Jing asks, "Tell me, what do you really want? First, you will have breakfast with me, then we will go to the company and make an announcement." Shiming orders her to make coffee, and then she slaps it down. He says, "Just know this. Go and wear nice clothes. We have to go to the office." On the way, Shiming said, "You know, baby, what you have to say in the company? Now just smile." Just then, a woman came and threw an egg at him, saying, "This woman has seduced my man and has hurt him badly." Ling Jing said to Shiming, "You caused all this, right?" He told the company that Ling Jing is mentally unwell, so she is going on a long vacation. Until then, Shiming will take care of the company. Later, Ling Jing said, "You wanted to humiliate me in public. You have done that. Now you are happy, right?" Later, he tore the photo of her and father and said, "You should only keep my photo in the office." Then Ling Jing immediately went and grabbed his throat, asking, "Why did you do that?" He laughed at her. As soon as the colleagues came in, he started acting, saying, "Calm down. Go and get medicine for her." She says, "I will not get any medicine. I am fine." Shiming was giving her a fizzy tablet, and she was spitting it out, so he fed it to her again. Later, the director asked, "What happened to Miss Ling Jing?" He replies them, "I don't know. She sometimes behaves like this. But don't worry. I have given her a sedative. She will be fine." The director said, "Until then, Shiming, take care of the company." He thanked them.